Hope everyone's season's going well. I just finished up editing Dad's 2020 bow kill video, and I wanted to start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. For those of you who follow the channel, you'll know that I'm actually tagged out for bucks at least here in Iowa for the remainder of the season. But in this video, you actually see me buck hunting, and I didn't want to confuse anybody. This video was actually filmed 2 days before I ended up filming my second buck tag, and I just put out my bow kill video before this one because I had all the footage and it was just easier. So anyway, it was a good plan. It worked out. We both went in after this big 8-pointer and ended up working out. So the other thing I wanted to mention was there's no kill footage. So if that's a deal breaker, you should probably just click on the next video. But we do tell the story and film the recovery, and it's pretty sweet. So without further ado, we'll get into the video and show you Dad's 2020 bow kill. Well guys, it's the afternoon hunt of October 23rd, and I got in the blind without spooking anything, although there is one somewhere back there blowing at nothing. I didn't spook anything, but on these windy days, a lot of times does just start blowing at everything. So hopefully it doesn't mess anything up, but I don't think it will. But Dad and I are both hunting a really big 8-pointer tonight on the farm. I'm set up in the plot that I killed my buck out of last season, and Dad's in the big field up top. Up on the top there's a bean field, and then it goes down in the ditch, and then Dad's in the bigger field over there where we have corn, beans, alfalfa, everything they need. And this plot is in Real World Wildlife's harvest salad blend. It's a blend of cereal grains. It was brassicas the past 2 or 3 seasons, so it's time for a change so we don't get disease built up in the soil. So they're still liking it, even though they like those brassicas. They've been out here quite a bit. This plot is always really good because it's so secluded. It's down on the bottom. One thing about today is I think there's a pretty good shot that the big boy comes out in this field because it's down in the bottom, a little bit out of the wind on the ridge tops where most of the rest of the food is. So we should have a pretty good night. This big 8-pointer has just got a massive frame. He's a monster, and actually has a split brow, so he's a pretty sweet buck. I think we've been chasing him. Well, we've known about him for 3 seasons now. That wind is shaking the blind. And I think he's a 5-year-old this year, so he's on the shooter's list and he's really big. We've actually never seen him, I don't think, but we haven't really been hunting him until now. And actually, we didn't get a single summer trail camera picture of him, even though he was here last year. He didn't show up until end of September-ish, and then he was gone for another several weeks. It was just some blurry nighttime pictures, so we weren't sure. But finally, only about a week and a day or so ago, he showed back up. And ever since, he's been the most active buck. He's all over this side of the farm, and he's a big daylight mover. We've had good weather, that helps a lot. But, I mean, just morning and night, sometimes we're getting him on trail camera. We don't have a super good pattern, other than he likes this side of the farm. But with Dad and I both hunting him, I feel like we have a pretty good shot of at least one of us seeing him tonight, because he's definitely bedding in this back 40 back here in front of me. So he's either going to come out in this plot and feed and, work scrapes, check those. It was rainy yesterday and really warm, so tonight, huge cold front. Another amazing cold front in October. It's been amazing weather. It's freezing out, low 40s, even though it was high 70s yesterday. So either come out here and hopefully I'll get a shot, or he'll go up to that big field, hopefully, and Dad will see him. If Dad sees him, we'll let you know and fill you in, but he doesn't film, so we probably won't get any footage. But I'd rather have him shoot it than me, so. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the night, and I'll show you guys what I see. Just got word that Dad got him. He got the big 8. Holy cow. Heck yeah. What'd you do?
I got a deer.
You shot the big 8.
Well, that's the one we wanted to shoot, right?
Yeah. We were both hunting tonight, surround and drown.
I got lucky. He came to me.
I didn't get service down there, and I got a text message. I was walking up the hill, and I didn't have a light. And I was like running down that path, and I fell over. So excited. I was so pumped.
I was waiting for you. It's like, come on,
let's go see him.
I don't know, he just kind of trotted right over here and he stood there, and then he just walked straight in.
Look at the frame on that thing. Holy cow. Oh my word.
Pretty nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Dude, it's really cool.
Yeah, I just figured out that he had 2 browse today.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It was always hidden.
I know. Look at that exit. Perfect shot, wasn't it? Oh, yeah.
Plus his leg is probably further back.
That's a perfect
Look how
shot.
wide he is. He's going to be 22 wide. Inside.
Look at that. Come over here and take a picture of that. It's kind of cool.
Does he have a fire off the back there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, it was a good shot. I had to hit him a little far back because of his quartering, but
I can't believe you let him go by the blind.
I was calm.
Yeah.
Not my first rodeo, you know.
Yeah, I know it.
Did you get excited at all?
Oh yeah.
That's what I figured.
He's nice. I like him. 194.6.
Almost 200 field drafts. That's pretty good. 194.6.
What happened? Well, you beat us to it. I was gonna have you have a camera on your bow stabilizer.
Yeah, I don't like messing with all that stuff. I'm not here to score on big deer. I don't need all that camera.
You did
junk in my
that.
way. So the cool thing about this deer is we've had tons of pictures of him in the last month, and I liked his width. He's been hitting the scrape tree on the big field pretty hard, mostly at night, but he showed up in the last 10 days, kind of more daytime, early morning. So we had pictures of him 2 days ago on one of the scrapes leaving the big field, and then it rained a couple days in a row, kind of wet, got cold. So last night I decided to go back to the big field to see if he'd come fresh in a scrape, and got into the blind at about a little after 3, and at 4 o'clock he came out at the edge of the field about 300 yards away. Wasn't really feeding hard, but was out there more to see what was going on in his field. And luckily for me, there was a couple little bucks that were harassing a doe, and it caught his attention, and he did not like it. So he was laser locked on him and watching him, and finally he'd had enough and started coming over. So I thought that was going to be a pretty quick hunt, and then he, for some reason, ducked into the timber, went down to one of our pond sites, and took about 20 or 30 minutes to come back out. A couple other little bucks came out ahead of him, so I think there must have been some deer that he went in there to check out. But when he came out, he was about 150 yards, and those 2 little bucks were still harassing that doe a little off to the side of the blind, and he just came in on a string. So I actually let him walk completely across the front of the blind about 25 yards and shot him as he walked through. He went about maybe 70 yards after I hit him. He only just barely flinched, and he trotted for about 30 yards. He stopped and stood and then just walked into the timber, and that was that. So
Sweet buck.
You made a great shot. Congrats.
thank you.
Quartering away. Exit was perfect. It's
And he's
down
got
in
that extra
less than a minute.
time too, and a kicker off the back.
Yeah.
Very wide.
I don't think the way we have that big field set up, I don't know if we'd have gotten him last year, but when you divide them up like that, it just makes the deer move all over the place.
They
It's
feel
awesome.
more safe than if they're just on a big 20-acre field. He came in and rounded the edge of the corn and walked straight across. I think they must feel a little more secluded when they do that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.